All right, hey guys, welcome back to the Psychic Sherry YouTube channel. We're talking with Sherry Klein, all things spiritual and supernatural. Today's topic: what's the difference between an old and a young soul? Now, I've seen psychics. I've talked to psychics. At funerals, I've talked to psychics, and they say, "Oh, that Joe, he was a young soul, or she was an old soul." I don't know what that means. I just nod and go on. But I thought I'd ask you, what is the difference between an old and a young soul?
Well, to me, a lot of it is kind of obvious. The old soul is one that incarnates, and we're just talking about on this earth, incarnates maybe on this earth over and over and over. They tend to be a little more wise, a little more spiritual, maybe not so much into material things, but they have learned a lot of lessons. So they don't remember them when they come in, but they're kind of in the background, so to speak, of the subconscious, maybe. And then a young soul would be one that comes in just like a kid, maybe a little reckless. Um, some of them might be their first time here on this earth plane, but it doesn't mean it's their first time in existence. They could have been on so many other planets or dimensions or
Yeah,
everything else. But just on this one, they might be young and trying to figure out what's going on. Um, Getting back to like the old soul, um, sometimes they will leave breadcrumbs for us. Like say my one of my past lives, um, and this started when I started in the mediumship classes about 20 years ago. I started getting arthritis in my hands. And I thought, gosh, that's weird. And I did a meditation, and it was like I was at this place. It wasn't just in my head. It's like I literally was there. And I could see somebody, I had my hand on a big rock, and there was another guy taking another rock and smashing all of my fingertips.
yeah,
And look at my fingers. I'm sure you can tell how they're crippled up. It's hard to say everything's backwards.
yeah.
Um,
All right, yeah,
and this started when I started in the mediumship classes. So, in other
yeah.
words, that's my higher self giving me little breadcrumbs saying, hey, remember this? This healing stuff didn't work out too good in your last life. So, we're going to try to remind you don't do this again because it might not end well.
Really,
But so now it's like they don't hurt. They should hurt. They look like they'd hurt. They don't hurt at all. And
really.
and then it's almost like once I know, then it's okay. It's not going to affect me. Just like I was a seer in another lifetime, a psychic or a seer, and at that point it was taboo, and and I had my eyes gouged out. Well, when I started the mediumship classes almost 20 years ago, they found that tumor on my eye, and I have eye cancer. I'm blind in one eye. So that's another. My higher self is saying, "Uh oh, are you sure you want to be a seer? Because it didn't end well in your last life." So, but like I said, it's almost like when you know, it doesn't affect you anymore. Just like my hands, they don't bother me. But it's odd, isn't it? They both started when I started my mediumship. So that's what I mean when we can pull in things from other lifetimes, um,
Okay.
things that we need to maybe work through. Because let's face it, I'm pretty sure both of those lifetimes it was very traumatic. So
Yeah.
then when it's real traumatic, then you'll kind of pull some of that
Well,
in your
getting
neck.
your eye gouged down. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
wouldn't be
probably
pleasant,
didn't
right?
end well. Yeah, that so yeah, so there's just a lot of things. I got sidetracked, didn't I? I always get
Yeah,
sidetracked.
yeah. So the old souls can draw on these past experiences, but the young souls don't have those experiences to draw on. So they they're different.
Yeah, from
Okay.
the way I gather it, I don't know all the ins and outs. Um, But I'm sure that maybe younger souls, just like the older souls, could pull in from other lifetimes, maybe in different dimensions. So we're not always humans. Some of us might have been aliens, or what we think are aliens, or there's all kinds of different worlds.
Well, it does. I had heard this planet was very dense, maybe the densest planet that you can incarnate on. So I
Yeah.
would imagine that would take a little like getting used to.
Oh yeah. I
So,
mean, we're considered movie stars just because we're here, because a lot of souls are scared to come here. And can you blame them? It's
yeah, right.
one of the hardest earths there is. And but we're like movie stars because all of these other beings, maybe from different galaxies, different dimensions, different planets, do like to probably come in and check on us to see what we're doing, because a lot of them can't believe what a lot of us are doing. There's a lot of hate and anger too. And there's a lot of earths where there's none of that, where they don't hurt each other. Or there's a lot of planets where they might all have telepathy. So you're not going to be able to rob somebody or sneak up on them because they already know what you're thinking, you know? So,
All right.
and we don't always look like this. There might be planets where we might be shapes, or we might have two heads, or eight arms. It just depends, wherever we're at. There's a lot of different
Yeah.
places.
And I also heard that this is one of the few planets that where we have
Free
free
will.
will and we can't remember, or not usually remember, past lives. Or,
Right.
I mean, we're connected, we're disconnected from the spirit world. We're alone,
Yeah.
in other
Like
words.
on the other side, if we didn't like the way our life was going, we would just think of it and we could change it. But then as a collective, we thought, "Ooh, let's play a game. Let's play a game like we're separate from God, we're separate from each other, and we're all on this planet and we have free will." And so we're kind of an experiment, and it probably didn't go so well. But
Yeah.
and the name of the game is to realize we really are all one, whether we want to be or not.
Yeah. So
And we're
what do you think about me? I have an idea of what kind of soul I am. What do you think I am? Young or old?
Irene is, I could hear Irene say middle aged. So it's
Well,
all, I
I
would
guess that's good.
I would tend to almost sway a little bit more towards the old soul. Um,
It's my gray hair, right?
no,
My
just
gray.
because of the maybe the experiences that we have, and things of that nature. Maybe
Mm,
uh, sometimes it's hard to tell. A lot of times, the old souls will have a lot of karma, maybe that they want to bring back in, and the young souls might be more neutral. I always think of my youngest son as being a young soul, but it doesn't mean that he's young and restless or reckless. He's neutral.
yeah.
He doesn't get caught up in a lot of drama. He just doesn't. Even if it's going on around him, it just
Mhm.
kind of goes over his head. But he doesn't care, but not in a way he doesn't care. It doesn't affect him. So sometimes those young souls come in that they can just raise the vibration of the earth.
Yeah.
Well, we all can with our thoughts. You know, every if you have a good thought, it lifts the vibration. If you have a negative thought, it lowers it, of all of us.
Yeah.
And but like I said, my younger son is very neutral. Some people can just walk into a grocery store and their energy is very high and vibrating. They will raise the energy of everyone in the store without even having to talk to them. And the same is true of the negative people. You
Yeah.
know, you can be in a party with 10 people and you'll have one Debbie Downer, and it'll bring the whole vibe of the party down.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you mean.
yeah.
I mean, so that could be an old or a young soul. Are the older souls more the Debbie Downers, or
I would say that the older souls are more the wise. Um, a lot of times, maybe the teachers,
uh,
into a lot of the spiritual realm, a lot of healers, maybe the doctors and nurses, the ones that have a lot of empathy, that like to help others. They already get we're all one.
yeah? Okay.
So,
All right. Well, that's interesting.
mhm.
So
And again, this is from my perspective. That's just what I believe. You can take whatever resonates with you, um, and talk with your own guides. But that's just
yeah.
the way I see it. So, and from my guides,
Okay. Anything more from Irene?
it's funny when I go, and it's from my guides. And I heard Irene say, "You mean guide?" Because she was the only one talking to me.
Uh, okay. She got anything else? She's done.
Nah, she's done for now. But after the video, she'll be chatting away like a broken chatty Cathy doll. So,
Okay. Well, we can't stay on until she's ready to chat. So I guess we'll close it down right now.
okay.
I think this is a good ending point. Thanks everybody for tuning in for today's show. Hope you liked the discussion. As always, if you have a topic or any question you want Sherry to address in a future video, put it in the comments section and we'll try to get to it. Also, as we talked before, we wanted to share with you that Sherry's going to be giving mini reads on air, about 10 minutes in length, and they'll be free. They'll be um, absolutely free to all of Sherry's subscribers. We will randomly be selecting up to 4 subscribers to receive these reads each video. All
Yeah.
you need to do is go to sherrykline11 at gmail.com. So that's SHARICLINE 11, all one word, at
Well,
gmail.com. Huh?
when you say Sherry Klein 11, it's the
11.
number 1 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, not 11.
we'll
Don't.
type out 11. And in the body of the email,
I'm not.
you would, right?
I know.
Uh, and then in the body of the email, just put "I want a mini read." Put your name, your YouTube username, so we can verify you're a subscriber. It's only open to subscribers. And if you have your email masked by some privacy reason, put your email address down in the body so that we can get a hold of you. If you're selected, we'll send you an email to give you the date and time of the show and the URL to get logged on. Easy to do. Click on it. It's really, really simple. And if you really need to turn off your video and join the show, just using audio, that's fine too. We'd love to see your smiling face, but if you're not good with that, we can just talk to you on air, and Sherry can give you a reading there. And that's it. We'll take care, and we will see you again soon.
Okay. Bye,
Thanks a lot,
everybody.
everybody.